Do you use credit card pero you wanna learn how to maximize it? Or are you a non-believer of credit card because feeling mo lang, no, nangungutang ka whenever you use credit card? Whether you are a believer and wants to learn, or you're still a non-believer because you still don't know the perks, benefits, or how you can maximize using credit card, watch this video. Hey, this is Yani and welcome back to my channel. I blissfully create videos on personal finance, self-development, and intentional living. If you're new here on my channel, welcome, and I hope I could add value to you through my video contents. For 24 years of my life, before receiving my first credit card, I was a non-believer. Kasi inisip ko nangungutang lang naman. So, ayoko syempre magkautang, diba? And siguro may nakaka-relate din sa inyo. Yun nga kasi yung misconception dito sa Pilipinas, no? Na feeling nila, pag may credit card, nangungutang lang sila. O kaya mahal magkaroon ng credit card. Kayo, ano ba yung mga misconception ninyo pagdating sa credit card? Comment nyo nga dyan. Because feeling ko dati, kapag may credit card ka dahil nangungutang ka, mahal lagi tuwing babayaran mo. But right off the bat, sasabihin ko na sa inyo na marami palang perks and benefits ang credit card. Since I got my credit card 2 years ago, I received 2 credit cards from 2 of my banks. And it has been very beneficial for me, especially even during the pandemic, no? So, I would tell you that if you've always been responsible when it comes to your finances, you don't need to worry kung makakapagbayad ba ako on time, mahahandle mo ba ng tama ang credit card. Pero, okay, just a disclaimer, if you're not responsible when it comes to your current money management, hindi ka ganun kagaling, hindi ka on time magbayad pa sa mga current bills mo, marami ka pang utang, marami ka pang hindi nasa-settle na dues, I don't really recommend that you get a credit card right away. Why? No? Kasi baka yan lang ang ipangbayad mo ng mga bagay na hindi mo talaga kayang bilhin o kaya naman magpatong-patong pa yung mga kailangan mong bayaran, madagdagan pa yung mga utang mo. Pero maganda pa rin na malaman mo kung ano ba yung mga benefits and how you can use it to your advantage. So I listed down a couple of things that I personally know how to maximize my credit card. And hopefully may matutunan din kayo dito. And if meron pa kayong madagdag na hindi ko nasama sa listahan, then I will really appreciate it. Let's start. Number 1 is protect your credit score. Ibig sabihin, alagaan mo yan with your heart because banks and lending companies will depend on your credit score kung magkano ba yung pwede nilang ibigay na interest sa'yo, kung papautangin ka ba nila. So, paano pa paaalagaan yung credit score? You have to learn how to pay everything on time, especially with your credit card. Kasi that will determine whether or not you can take a loan, how much loan you can take, how much interest they're gonna give you, etc., etc. So, tips on protecting your credit score. Number 1, pay everything in full. So, kung meron kang statement of account na dumating sa'yo, which is being delivered and emailed to you or nasa app ninyo every month, you have to pay whatever is written there, no? Ako, as much as possible, do not just pay for the minimum kasi doon nga sila nababaon sa utang sa credit card because it incurs interest, no? So, yung interest compounding yan, so nadadagdagan ng madadagdagan. Pansin ko lang sa credit card, it doesn't appear right away when you pay your credit card bill. So, I suggest, no, 3 days before the deadline or the due date, you have to pay it na. For example, your credit card's due date is on the 5th, no? Try to pay it on the 2nd pa lang. Why? Because if you pay even just a day late, you already have an interest. It really depends, no, which bank. Pero in my experience, ganun yung nangyari. Also, paying in full allows you to have a peace of mind because wala ka nang iniisip na, may babayaran pa ba ako? May utang pa ako? Alam mo yon, again, utang is a negative energy, so you will not have that peace of mind na clear na lahat ng finances mo. Which brings me to the second point under protecting your credit score. You have to use your credit card wisely. Ibig sabihin, do not get into impulsive buying kasi you have a power to buy something beyond what your current bank account has. For example, no, ang bank account mo may 10,000, but you have a 20,000 credit card. So feeling mo, okay, you can afford something beyond 10,000 because you have a credit card. So ako, yung tip ko talaga dyan is don't give in. You have to be responsible with your finances. It's nice to have a credit card, especially for emergencies. But if you intend to use it on a day-to-day basis, you have to plan it out. Being responsible also means knowing where your money goes or where you swipe your card. My last point under that is being knowledgeable of your credit card company's charges, no? So iba-iba kasi yung mga rules, charges, interests of different credit cards, even the level of your credit card, for example, silver, gold, platinum, black card even, para hindi ka na-charge. The first charge that you have to be aware of is the late charge. So may mga charges kasi yung banks kapag ka-late nila na-receive yung bayad mo. And based on my experience, it takes around 3 days before your payment has been acknowledged, no? So, you will incur interest automatically, no? Depende actually kung anong card mo. But, usually, ganun yung nangyayari. So, best to pay it 3 working days. Para hindi ka malate, my recommendation is you have to put it in your calendar. Nakalagay siya sa calendar ko on when to pay, let's say, my bank number 1 credit card or my bank number 2 credit card. So, alam ko on that day I have to settle and that is already adjusted. Number 2 is the cash advance fees. Kasi in credit cards, you have the option actually to borrow cash. However, no, if you again forget to pay for it, it will incur bigger interest and charges. So, just be aware of that kasi again, each bank has different policy for their cash advance fees. Next is the foreign country conversion fees. So if you're like me who travels a lot, when you go abroad and you swipe your card, you have to be aware which card yung mas mura yung conversion or ano yung mas mura sa card mo, whether you're paying in PHP or in USD, no? Personally, sa akin, yung Security Bank, I like using it in USD kasi mas mura siya kapag ka nasa US ako. Best to be aware of how much your conversion fees are or your conversion rate in your specific credit card, which is the best option, especially when you're paying. Because when you're traveling, madaming gastos and every time you swipe, nalulugi ka. So, you have to make sure na tama yung ginagamit mo pang swipe in that specific country or in that specific place where you're going. The first benefit na nagustuhan ko is the waive of credit card fees. So, yung credit card annual fees, I thought before, ba't ako magbabayad ng credit card? Meron naman akong debit card, tapos magbabayad pa ako ng yearly membership fee, no? But I realized that if you're actively using your credit card, they can actually give you options to waive your fees. So, they will check your history if you, number 1, pay on time, if you use the credit card actively, if you've hit the parang quota and yung limit na pwedeng free na yung membership fee mo or yung annual fee mo, then it will be waived. For 3 years, wala akong binabayaran sa credit cards ko, which is good, diba? So, sometimes naman, meron din akong na-encounter na they ask me to spend a certain amount, yung kulang ko, I guess, sa quota para magamit ko nga yung free annual fee. Magkano ba yung annual fee? Yung isa is 2.5, yung isa is 3.5 ata, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure na because, again, I don't pay for it. They just return it back to me. So, if you have been paying for your credit card fees, especially if you have been a credit card user, you have to do this. You just have to call the bank and ask them how you can waive your credit card fees. Second benefit of having different credit cards is taking advantage of the promos. They will email you with a lot of promos. Like for example, we used it to pay for our flights kasi may promo sila. There are 0 interest installments, there are cashbacks, there are more points, there are discounts, there are freebies. Ang dami. And all you have to do is read their newsletter or check your bank's website to see all the different promos that they have. Let's say you're gonna eat in a restaurant and you didn't know that if you have this kind of credit card, you can actually get 10% off your entire food, diba? So, na-realize ko lang talaga na you can actually get a lot of freebies when you have a credit card. Another benefit that I super duper love is the access to airport lounges. Did you know that even if you're not in business class or first class, you can actually enter lounges if you have a good credit card? No? So you have to check also with your bank. So for example, in NAIA, you have to check which credit card you accredited for them so you can enter the lounge when you're there. So if you're a traveler like me, you can also maximize your card through this kasi madaming free food sa loob na lounges. Fourth one is taking advantage of the installments with zero interest. Ano ba yung installments with zero interest? Ibig sabihin, you're purchasing something, you can pay it in installments, walang interest as long as you pay for it on time. For example, you wanna buy a TV. It costs, let's say, 30,000. And you have an option of, for this specific bank credit card, you can, let's say, pay it for 6 months with no interest. Therefore, you're only paying, let's say, 5,000 per month for that TV with no interest. No? Of course, cash is king. So it's still nice to also have the option to pay for different, especially big purchases in installments. No, it's also nice. It's a good option. Si Tita Small nga, kung nanonood kayo ng vlog niya, kinuwento niya din doon that she really likes installments. Another benefit of credit card that I personally appreciate is when traveling, you don't have to carry a lot of cash. Kasi syempre in traveling, no, especially in countries na hindi ka masyadong sanay. You have to look for money changer. You also have to withdraw cash in an ATM tapos you have to pay for a big withdrawal fee. Alam mo yon, all of these crazy things. You're carrying cash, takot kang mawala, ma-hold up, whatever. A credit card, you can swipe it anytime, anywhere, and mas convenient siya. At the same time, if you lose it, you can easily call your bank to cancel it or dispute yung mga maling charges sa'yo. So, I personally like that. At the same time, it's like an expense tracker as well. I had a little cash, but I was using credit card most of the time. Parang backup lang for emergency purposes yung cash ko because I didn't want to overspend. So, pag wala na naman yung card ko, that's it. So, it's like a tracker because when you get your statement of account, you'll see all of the things that you paid for and regret your pwedeng regret or you'll also be proud of yourself for being responsible. Another benefit is credit card points. How do you gain it and how do you maximize it? For example, no, you use your credit card for trips to buy flights. You can actually eventually get free flights if you keep using it tapos may mga points na ganun sa company mo, no? So you have to look for those things on which credit card you want to get based on your lifestyle. Personally, yung credit cards ko are from banks that I personally have account in para mas madali akong magbayad. Yun lang naman yung sa akin na mas madaling mag-apply and as well as mas madali kang ma-approve because you have loyalty in the bank. So those are my tips on how you can maximize your credit card right now. That's it. I hope you learned a thing or two from this video, and if you have a credit card, comment below kung anong bank and ano yung mga perks na favorite mo about it. Share it with me because I'm also looking to get another card. So kung meron kayong masasuggest dyan, comment ninyo below because I really appreciate it, and even the watchers can also check ano pa yung other perks that somehow hindi ko siguro nabanggit dito but you're experiencing and happily taking advantage of in your bank. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you could like this video if you got value from it, and subscribe and hit the notification bell and share this video to your friends who do not believe in credit card, who still has a lot of misconceptions when it comes to credit cards, or simply wants to learn how to use and maximize a credit card. See you on the next video. Bye! If you wanna, we can take it there.